Hello, my name is Ryan Ashker. Welcome to the Sports News on CW57, your home for local high school, collegiate, and club sports. This week we'll visit with Bytens, Golfland, Sauk, Prairie, and much more. It's the Sports News brought to you in part by the Red Zone. Now let's get you off the bench and into the game. Former Wisconsin Badger Kenzel Doe has been signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. The free agent wide receiver had tryouts with the New England Patriots and Houston Texans, but was inked by the Steelers after they placed receiver Eli Rogers on the waived injured list. Doe ranks second on Wisconsin's career kickoff return average list with a 25.5 yard per return average. He will wear number 82 with the Steelers. The Wisconsin men's basketball team will face Georgetown on November 20th at Madison Square Garden in the semifinals of the 2K Classic. Duke will take on VCU in the other semifinal game, which could set up a rematch of the national championship from last season, which the Badgers and Blue Devils on November 22nd, if they would both win their semifinal matchups. The Badgers and Hoyas will be meeting for the second straight year. Wisconsin knocked off Georgetown 68-65 in the Battle for Atlantis tournament in the Bahamas that took place last season. Menominee Falls has won their first state summer baseball championship after a 6-inning 11-0 win over Franklin in the tournament championship. Zach Kornberger led the Indians' offensive attack with 3 hits, including a double and 3 runs scored, while Lucas Keel added a pair of hits to go with his 6 shutout innings to earn the victory. Franklin did not help themselves by committing 6 errors in the game that led to 9 unearned runs. The man responsible for bringing the Packers back to greatness was inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame over the weekend. Ron Wolf, former general manager of the Green Bay Packers, was introduced by his son Elliot Wolf, whom is now director of player personnel for the team. Wolf was responsible for the free agent signing of Reggie White as well as the trade that brought Brett Favre to Green Bay. Leading into the event, the younger Wolf, Elliot, said he thinks his dad will wear the gold jacket 24/7 for the rest of his life. Thank you for tuning in to the Sports News Day. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello and welcome back to the Sports News. Right now it's my honor to be joined by Joel Weitz of Bytens Golfland. They are celebrating their 60th anniversary, and that's a place I love to go to, spend a lot of time. Joel, thanks for joining us here today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So talk to us a little bit about this 60th anniversary, what you guys have going on, and how you've been able to last in Madison that long.
Well, 60 years is a long time, and I'm the 3rd generation. George Bytens was my grandfather, and he had a vision of making a multifaceted, just fun family facility, and it's evolved a lot over the years. And I've been there about 23 years, but fortunate to be part of celebrating 60 years. So we have deals on all of our activities: par 3 golf course, golf range, our new golf suites where we have discounted buckets for all golf range activities, miniature golf, of course. We have the 2 courses outside, 1 inside, and all that's reduced price today. And then we have some other activities too, but it's a great day to celebrate.
That's fantastic. And you mentioned those new golf suites. I haven't had a chance to experience those myself yet. Talk to us a little bit about those.
Well, it's a very interesting relationship with entertainment on the golf range. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of discovered through or just began with thinking about golf, regular golf courses that have entertainment there, the beverage cart and things, which everybody appreciates while they're playing. And the golf suites was kind of an idea of really enhancing what you normally experience on the golf range. In addition to hitting golf balls, working on your game, we've added a bar and grill type setting on the range. So we have these golf suites that some have 2-tee or 3-tee mats with them, and they can be reserved by people. Then we have service staff going back and forth, just like a bar and grill on the range.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I got to ask, what is a mini golf open?
This is the first time we've hosted a miniature golf open, and we are now part of the Pro Mini Golf Tour, believe it or not. There are these events all over the country. So we're offering a cash prize of $1,500 for the first place finish, playing 18 holes on one of our courses called the California Miniature Golf with a total cash purse of $2,500.
That's impressive. I think I'd be a lot better at the mini golf open than I would normal golf.
Well, that's probably true for me too.
And while we just have a couple seconds left here, I want you to share with our viewers a little bit info about foot golf. I know that's one of my favorite activities out there.
We stumbled on the idea. Someone approached us a few years ago and said, how about offering foot golf at your facility? And I just saw, what is foot golf? And you know, we have a regular golf course, but why would we want to have that? And he said, this is a great combination of soccer and golf.
Yeah.
There are 22-inch diameter holes, and I thought, well, are these going to be on the main green? And the greatest thing about foot golf, you can play it on the same course as regular golf. The cups are off to the side, and anyone can play foot golf. So it's a great family activity. It's same pace, if not faster than golf. So you can mingle golfers with foot golfers, or one foot golf group followed by a regular golf group.
Joel, thank you so much for joining us here on the Sports News today.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to Sports News. Right now we are joined by Abby Weber of the Middleton girls tennis team. Abby, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
So talk to us a little bit about your expectations for the upcoming tennis season.
The expectations would probably be to get back to the state tournament as a team and as an individual, trying to do better than we did last season, which was semifinals of the team state. So we're looking forward to it.
And you mentioned one of the goals is getting back to state. Your team has made it 5 years in a row. Does that include any added pressure for you, or just really wanting to keep that streak alive and making it 6 straight years that Middleton Tennis has made it to state?
Yeah, we definitely want to make it back again, and it would be awesome to make it 6 years. I don't feel like there's any added pressure, just going out there, we're all playing the sport we love, so if we can make it, it would just be even better.
Now, individually, what are your goals for the upcoming season? What would you like to accomplish?
The goals would always be to win conference and then win sectionals and go on to team and individual state. But my partner and I placed 5th last year at individual state, so a goal would definitely be to get better than 5th place with my partner this year.
And you mentioned your partner. Along with your partner and yourself, who are some other standout players that we might want to keep an eye on as we're following the season?
We have a lot of great players. A couple of them, well, we have 4 returning seniors, including myself. One of them being Casey Skibba, who was our 1 singles last year, placed 6th at individual state. And then Lauren Coons, our 2 doubles, who made it to state as well last year. And then Amanda Huff, which is another senior, who had a great season last year.
Okay. And I hear you're also a basketball player from Middleton as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what sport do you like more? Can I ask that?
Depends on which coach is watching, but I don't know. They're pretty tied. I like them both.
All right, good answer, safe answer. What are your goals for the basketball season this year? What would you guys like to achieve?
We'd love to make it back to state again, like after last year when we lost to DSHA at state. We promised ourselves that we'd work super hard over the summer and try to make it back again.
Now, individually, how can you kind of balance being a 2-sport athlete along with the academics? Because we know Middleton does a great job in school as well.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, but definitely my teammates help out. They're a great group of girls, so they make it a lot easier.
Okay, well, Abby, we want to wish you good luck on the upcoming tennis season and a little bit further down the road with that basketball team as well, all right?
Thank you.
Abby Weber, Middleton Girls Tennis. We'll be back with more of the sports news in just a moment. Hello and welcome back to the Sports News. Right now we are joined by the girls of Monona Grove Gymnastics. We have Claudia Duvall, Tatum Sapu, as well as Jenny Sapu. Ladies, thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So talk to us a little bit, because I know I'm not familiar with it. What are some of the events in women's gymnastics?
We have floor, bars, beam, and vault.
Okay. And are those, do you compete in all of those as a gymnast, or do you just do select events?
All the varsity compete all the events to help get more points to the team, and it can help you place in it all around.
So it really is kind of an individual sport, but there's a team dynamic with it too. There's team points and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Now with you guys, some of the younger gymnasts we understand look up to you guys. What would you share, what could you share with some of those younger gymnasts that are trying to get into it?
There's a really good team dynamic with Monona Grove. A lot of us like to cheer each other on, and when you get a new skill, that's really fun, and everyone just has a great time.
Well, that's the important part with it. Now, I understand this is a new sport for Monona Grove, correct?
Yeah.
And is this the first or second year?
This is going to be the second year.
This is going to be the second year. So in the first year, how did the team compete with other schools? How did you guys fare?
We had some really tough competition, but I think that helped progress our girls and encourage them to drive a little harder. We ranked 15th out of 40 throughout the season, and we had 2 girls advance to the state meet.
Oh wow, that's very impressive for you.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the best qualities that gymnastics brings out in athletes?
Our team has really good spirit because we brought positive attitudes to the meet because since we are a new team, we didn't really know what our competition was going to be like. So we just came to the meets with positive attitude and cheered each other on a lot.
All right. Now, where do you guys practice and where are the meets held at?
We practice and host our meets at Madison Turner's.
Okay. And how often do you practice? Is it daily, weekly?
It's every day.
Every day? Okay, fantastic. Well, we want to wish you girls good luck on the upcoming season for Monona Grove Gymnastics, and thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to Sports News. Right now we're joined by Scott Merkus of Sauk Prairie High School. Scott, thanks for coming back. How are you doing today?
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
So how's the first week of practice gone so far? How's the team looking?
Well, the weather's been great. We couldn't really ask for anything more, and kids are working hard, and we're in our first day of pads tomorrow, so they're excited about that. But lots of learning going on, lots of coaching, and we like the direction we're headed right now.
Oh gosh, the first day of pads, that just sounds exciting. That's been a long time.
It is. It's kids are excited. They'll be a little bit sore, but we, everybody knows to expect it, and this is really what high school football is about.
And the season's going to be starting here very quickly. You have a scrimmage coming up this Friday, actually, against Lodi. What are some of the goals going into that scrimmage, and what are you hoping to see from the team?
Well, I think number one, you want to keep everybody healthy. I think that's everybody's first goal going into a scrimmage, and Lodi will be there, and Clinton will come up for that scrimmage, and you want to get a good look at some kids that are fighting for playing time, and you want to keep your key players healthy, but it should be a good chance to look at what you're doing and put together a plan to get everybody better and ready for that first game.
And we understand with the schedule out, there was maybe one particular game you had circled on the schedule, and that's coming up right away in week 1. Tell us a bit about that.
Right. I don't know if I want to call it. We circled it as a must-win or anything like that. But I'm coming over from Oregon High School. Certainly that's a place that's near and dear to me, and Coach Kissling and Coach Krieger and Coach Stokes and his staff over there. They've been great to me, and I've got a lot of great memories from there. So it'll be weird being on the opposite side, joke around with my assistants that might accidentally step toward the wrong sideline on Friday night. But I'm glad to be at Sauk, but I'm glad that our first game will be against some friendly faces and some people that I know pretty well.
And the fact that you know them, what are you expecting from the Panthers in week 1?
They'll be good. They've got a lot of returning guys coming back, especially offensively. Their offensive line will be very, very good, very, very talented. Their quarterback, Trent Ricker, will be good. They've got Alex Stuff at the receivers, and their defense with Max Chase and Brendan Womack will fly around and get after the ball. So they should be one of the top 3 teams in the Badger South, and we're looking forward to testing us against them.
And you guys playing in the Badger North, that's going to be a very competitive conference this season.
It'll be a meat grinder. It's even when you get better in the Badger North, you've got the Big Four in DeForest, Wanakee, Reedsburg, and Mount Horeb, and Coach Turkington has made some great strides at Baraboo, and then Portage will be better too. So we'll have our hands full, but we'll come to compete every week.
Well, Scott, we want to thank you for joining us back here on the Sports News and wish you guys the best of luck on the upcoming season.
Great, thanks for having us. Glad to be here.
Hello and welcome back to the Sports News. Right now we're joined by new head football coach at Stoughton High School, Dan Prawl. Dan, thanks for joining us here today.
Hi, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
So talk to us a little bit about some of the challenges of being a first-year coach and kind of the excitement of going into the upcoming season.
One of the first things is making sure you get kids to buy in to what you're doing. And also the exciting part here, we get to start up in about 2 days, and I can't wait for that.
Now, with the season coming up and being the first-year coach, maybe what are you most excited about for being able to work with these kids and kind of forming the team in your vision?
You know, like you said, working with these kids at Stoughton High School, we have a great group of kids that are out for football right now. More specifically, that senior class, we're sitting at about 25 kids. So with those kids and our staff, you know, just finally getting down to some X's and O's and trying to pursue a conference championship.
Now talk to us a little bit about where you came from. What's your coaching history and what led you to Stoughton?
You know, I started off growing up in Oregon. My dad was head coach there for 27 years. Ended up going to UW-Whitewater. Got to learn what Lance Leipold did in his ways and student teaching at Wanakee. And then last year in Stoughton with Jason Thierry.
Now, with the season coming up quickly, and I'm sure you know that, what are some of the expectations for you and the players for the Stoughton team?
You know, my biggest thing here is day in and day out trying to install competitiveness. Kids just need to compete, whether it's how fast can you eat your cereal with your brother, or, you know, in our case, from one rep to the next rep to the next rep, you know, make sure we compete and get better.
Now, as you're building this program, putting everything in shape and kind of forming it for the long-term history of what you see fit, what is your plan to build a successful program, not only this year, but, you know, years into the future?
It's a great question. You know, this year it's definitely starting with our athletes. You know, if we can get that core group of guys to buy in, you know, and then it's going to start snowballing into the coaches and the community. And once you have the community behind you, now you really got that thing going in the right direction.
Understandable. So now, in the first year, do you have any games that are circled, maybe mean a little bit more on the schedule?
Just the first one.
1-0 every week. That'll be the goal this year, huh, Coach?
Yep, so cliche, but it's so true.
It really is. Well, we want to wish you good luck on the upcoming season. We hope you have a very successful first season. Welcome to the conference and welcome to Stoughton. Dan, thank you so much for joining us here on the Sports News today.
Thanks again, Ryan.
Hello and welcome back to the Sports News. It is time for the Madison Memorial Report, brought to you by Nutrition Check. And for that, we are joined by Sydney Stroud and Asia Green, Madison Memorial Volleyball. Ladies, thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you for having us.
So give us some of the expectations for the upcoming season for the Madison Memorial Volleyball team.
As a team, we hope to mesh together and hopefully play better by the end of the season.
Understandable. Now, can you share with us maybe some of the best parts about not only playing high school volleyball, but being able to play volleyball at Memorial?
The best parts of playing volleyball is like you're with your friends all the time and you get to bond with them.
Understandable. Now, Sydney, we understand you play some other sports as well. What's the best part of being a multi-sport athlete?
Honestly, the best part is that you get to take away like important, helpful, useful like skills and use them for your other sports.
And as you're doing that, you know, working between sports and academics, how are you able to juggle being a multi-sport athlete with your academics?
It's rough at some points. You struggle a bit, your grades kind of drop a bit, but over in the end, you focus harder and you work harder and your grades turn out well.
Understandable. Now, what are some things, if our viewers want to come check out a volleyball game, maybe they haven't been to one before, what are some things that they can expect to see that they might not know goes on?
Just the amount of hard work and dedication that we've put into the game, because everybody just thinks it's just a regular volley, like it's just going back and forth. But when you actually see like the team coming together and then everybody else getting hyped up after, like say Sydney gets a kill, then everybody's just on their feet and really excited.
So a really exciting environment that Memorial has to be able to come out and see games, correct?
Yes.
School pride, major thing.
All right. Now, I understand you girls also do quite a bit with some of the youth players. Can you share a little bit about that with us?
Well, we have a camp this week. It's from Monday to Thursday, and what we do is we help them learn how to play volleyball, and we teach them the skills it'll take to play in high school.
Okay. Now, going into your senior seasons, what's the goals for senior year?
Our goals are to be more confident in like passing a ball or just trusting your teammates and bonding more, because there are quite a few seniors, and so when we leave, we really have to rely on the juniors to keep like our legacy going. So we have to teach them the ropes and get to know them better so we can bond and be successful.
Understandable. Well, ladies, we want to wish you luck on the upcoming season, and thank you very much for coming on the Sports News with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sydney Stroud and Asia Green of Madison Memorial Volleyball. That Madison Memorial report is brought to you by Nutrition Shack. We'll be back with more of the sports news in just a moment. You have been watching the sports news here on CW 57, your home for local high school, collegiate, and club sports. We want to thank all of our guests for stopping in, as well as all of you for tuning in. Until next time, my name is Ryan Asher.